Hey everyone, welcome back. Get ready, because
Yeah.
today we are going deep on the Boy Scouts of America.
Oh, yeah.
It is National Boy Scout Day after all,
Like-
coming up on February 8th. Now, we dug up this fascinating white paper
Uh-huh.
celebrating the BSA's, well, legacy, I guess you could say.
Fair.
And it's packed with, honestly, some surprising stuff. We're going to unpack all that, especially their impact on leadership.
Okay.
Not just in America, but globally. But first, let's set the stage. Most folks know the basic Boy Scout origin story with
Yeah.
W.D. Boyce, right?
Yeah.
That chance run-in with a scout over in London back in 1909.
Right. That's sort of the legend.
A legend, exactly. But it's wild how that one little interaction
Yeah.
led to this massive movement that's lasted, over a century now?
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? One guy.
It really is. So beyond that well-known story, what do you think is behind the BSA's staying power? Like, what kept it going?
Well, it's got to be the values, right?
Mm.
Like trustworthiness, loyalty, helpfulness, good citizenship, all that.
Right. That makes sense. But those are kind of like unchanging, right? Eternal virtues and all that.
True. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They can't just stay frozen in time. They got to evolve, too.
Whoa, hold on. Are you saying the BSA has, changed its values? I always thought of them as super traditional.
Well, traditions are important, but think about it like the BSA's focus on leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, it was much more, military style.
Oh, okay.
Hierarchy, taking orders, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see how that wouldn't exactly fly today.
Exactly.
So how's their leadership approach changed?
It's way more collaborative now.
Mm.
It's about critical thinking, adapting to new situations.
Yeah, sure.
Think about Neil Armstrong,
Oh, good example.
Eagle Scout, right?
First man on the moon.
First man on the moon. His leadership wasn't just barking orders, it was problem solving. Staying calm under pressure.
Exactly. Inspiring a whole team to literally reach the impossible.
Right, it wasn't just like following the handbook. It was those scout principles, applied to something totally new.
Uncharted territory, for sure. And that makes me think about the global impact
Oh, yeah.
the white paper mentions. The BSA isn't just an American thing.
Nope, not at all.
What's been their reach internationally?
Huge, especially during the Cold War.
Really?
Oh, yeah. American Scouts became like cultural ambassadors,
Interesting.
spreading those ideas of democracy, personal responsibility.
So it's almost like a soft power strategy, using scouting to kind of promote those ideals?
Yeah. And they built bridges with other countries, even when things were politically tense.
So did it work? Did it actually have an impact?
Well, picture the image of like a typical American Scout.
Yeah,
Helpful, trustworthy, resourceful.
Yeah.
Those qualities, they're universally appealing.
that's true. It's about core human values, not pushing an agenda or anything.
Exactly. And even with all the world's changes, the BSA is still going strong,
Why do you think that is?
I think it's that blend of tradition and adaptation.
Okay.
They've held on to the core values that people connect with, but the way they express those values, how they stay relevant, it's always evolving.
I see. Okay, so we've talked of leadership, global reach,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the actual nitty-gritty of scouting?
Yeah.
The badges, the skills, the whole experience, what makes it unique?
Well, got to talk about those merit badges, right?
Of course.
They're iconic.
Totally.
And when you look at the ones you need for Eagle Scout, you can see they're not just like fun little activities.
Yeah, tell me about it. I remember trying to get that wilderness survival badge.
Oh, yeah.
Building a fire in the rain is not as easy as it looks in the movies, let me tell you.
Right. It's not about checking boxes. It's learning real skills,
Mhm.
like the Citizenship in the World badge.
What's that one about?
It's about, different cultures, global issues, your role as a global citizen.
Sounds like they're prepping young people for a world that's super interconnected,
Totally.
where those global skills are, essential, right?
Exactly. And the white paper highlights all these amazing things that Scouts are doing in their communities. It's incredible.
So it's personal growth and service to others.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just learn it. You got to actually use it to make a difference.
Right.
But let's be real. The badges aren't all serious business, are they?
Oh, of course not.
Some are just pure fun, like fingerprinting.
Right. And archery and leatherwork are super popular.
Oh, yeah.
A chance to just explore, get creative.
I got to admit, that fingerprinting badge always kind of fascinated me.
Oh.
What's the draw there, do you think?
Well, a little mystery, right?
Yeah.
Like detective work.
Hmm.
But it also shows that BSA focus on practical skills, things that are actually useful day to day.
That's so interesting, that blend of the serious and the fun, the useful and the inspiring.
Yeah, that's the magic formula. It's
Yeah.
giving young people what they need to navigate the world, to become leaders, to have a real impact.
Okay, so the big question then, how do we celebrate all this? What does the white paper suggest for National Boy Scout Day?
Well, big focus on community engagement,
Okay.
service projects, open houses, spreading the word on social media, getting schools and businesses involved, that kind of thing.
Love the idea of a Scout Skills Demo Day,
Oh, yeah.
show off what they can do.
Yeah, it's great to make it interactive, get folks excited about scouting. And they have some more unique ideas, too,
Like what?
like scout-themed service projects and merit badge universities.
Merit badge universities.
Yeah, basically intensive workshops scouts can earn multiple badges in, like a short amount of time.
Oh, wow, that's cool. A great way to learn a bunch of new stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And Scout-themed service projects could be really impactful.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I'm picturing a community garden or restoring a park.
It's about using those skills to give back,
Right.
to actually make a difference. And that goes right back to one of the BSA's core principles, citizenship.
It's not just being a good citizen in theory. It's doing something to improve your community.
Absolutely.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick pause to catch our breath and be right back to continue this deep dive into the Boy Scouts of America. Okay, we're back, still digging into the Boy Scouts of America.
Yep.
Before the break, we were talking about celebrating their big day and all the positive impact they've had.
Uh-huh.
But we haven't really touched on the criticisms.
No.
The BSA hasn't exactly been, like, controversy-free,
That's true.
especially lately.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about inclusivity and how they've dealt with some tough issues, keeping up with a changing world.
So how has the BSA responded to all that?
Well, they've definitely made some big moves to be more inclusive,
Okay.
welcoming girls, LGBTQ plus youth,
Yeah.
into their programs,
Right.
updated their policies, changed their training, really trying to address those concerns.
So it's been a process of, like, acknowledging where they fell short and then working to be more in line with today's world.
Exactly. They know they need to evolve,
Yeah.
be more open, while still holding on to those core values.
It sounds like walking a tightrope almost.
It is, but it shows their
Mhm.
commitment to staying relevant, being a positive force for young people, no matter who they are.
That makes me think about those core values again, trustworthiness, loyalty, all that.
Yeah,
Are those really still central to scouting today?
absolutely. Those are timeless,
Okay.
but the way they're understood, how they're put into action, that can change.
What do you mean?
Well, like citizenship.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, it was maybe more about patriotism, civic duty.
Right.
Today, it's also global citizenship.
No, interesting.
Your role in the world, responsibility for things beyond just our borders.
So it's not just like knowing the Pledge of Allegiance by heart.
Right.
It's about getting your place in the world,
Exactly.
taking action.
Yeah, and that's what you see in badges like citizenship in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It encourages scouts to learn about different cultures, global issues, how to make the world better.
And it sounds like those leadership skills we were talking about, even more important now.
Absolutely. The world's constantly changing.
I know, that's crazy.
Being able to adapt, think critically, work with others, that's key to success.
No matter what you do.
Exactly. The BSA isn't just about, tying knots and camping.
Right.
It's building those life skills that'll help you no matter what path you take.
It's about, like, building character, resilience, purpose. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And we could all use a little more of that.
So true. As we wrap up this deep dive into the Boy Scouts, let's turn it over to you, our listeners.
Okay.
We've covered a lot,
We have.
from their beginning to how they've changed, their impact on leadership, global stuff,
Yeah.
even the criticisms they've faced.
It's been a journey.
It really has. But more than just nostalgia, this is about recognizing how much the BSA has done and continues to do, shaping lives, shaping communities.
And appreciating those values that have lasted even as the world around us
Yeah.
is like constantly shifting.
Okay, so to wrap things up, we want to leave you with something to think about.
Right.
Considering everything we've learned, what do you think is the most important thing the Boy Scouts have contributed to society?
That's a good one.
And how can we, whether it's us individually or as a community, learn from the BSA?
Mm-hmm.
How can we apply those lessons to our own lives?
To the world around us.
Take some time to ponder that. You might surprise yourself with what you come up with.
That's the fun part.
That's it for our deep dive into the Boy Scouts of America. Hope you enjoyed exploring with us.
It's been fun.
We encourage you to keep thinking about those questions, the lessons we can all learn from the BSA's legacy.
Definitely.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep. Getting ready for this, I was thinking, I was never a scout myself.
Uh-huh.
But I gotta say, there's something about it,
I get that.
that's appealing.
Yeah, there's that kind of romantic image, right?
Yeah, the campfires, the adventures, all
Right.
that.
The camaraderie.
But it's more than just the image, though, right? It's
Oh.
those values, the skills, that idea of young people pushing themselves to grow, like a blueprint for character.
That's a good way to put it. It's not just about having fun. It's building those qualities that help you throughout life.
Mm-hmm. Resilience, being resourceful, leadership,
Yeah.
taking responsibility.
Those are things we all need,
Doesn't matter what you do.
Exactly.
And they've done a pretty good job keeping up with the times, right?
They have.
Over a century.
Yeah.
Plenty of challenges, but still going.
It shows they're committed to evolving, staying relevant.
Right.
They know the world's changed.
Right.
And they're making it more inclusive, reflecting that.
That balance of tradition and progress, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
They haven't just ditched their values, but they're finding new ways to express them, make them matter for this generation.
And that's key, isn't it? Holding on to what's timeless, but adapting to what society needs.
Like they're taking the best of the past
Yeah.
to build something better.
Exactly.
And that's something we can all learn from, right?
I think so.
Not just organizations, but us, our communities, how we live our lives.
Right. It's about honoring where you came from, but being open to new possibilities.
Knowing that growth and change, they're essential.
If you want to survive, be relevant, have a positive impact.
Well said. And on that note, we're wrapping up our deep dive into the Boy Scouts of America.
It's been a good one.
Hope you enjoyed tagging along.
I did.
We really encourage you to keep thinking about those questions we asked.
Yeah.
What can we all learn from the BSA?
There's a lot there.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.